future. Andrew Selous.
Mr. Speaker, and I too would like to be the second to congratulate most warmly the Honourable Lady on a very accomplished maiden speech, and we're very grateful to her for what she said. Her love of and passion for her constituency shone out in everything that she said. Mr. Speaker, we have done well in this issue, on this issue, because we know from PricewaterhouseCoopers that there has been a 42% cut in emissions since 1990, but we are all here today because we know that we need to do more and that the need is urgent, and that a challenge, whether from younger people or from backbenchers across this House, generally leads to better government and better results. Now, I want to be positive, and I want to point to 5 areas which I think are part of the solution of this issue. And to be fair, the government is involved in part in all of them. I think it needs to go further in some. We've already had mention of the issue of electric vehicles and hydrogen vehicles, and I welcome the investment in battery technology and the efforts that the government has made so far. But we have already heard today that Norway is very far ahead of us, and I would also tell the House that last year in China, in the first 11 months of the year, there were 1.03 million new energy vehicles, as they called them, sold there, an increase of 68%. So we can't rest on our laurels in this area. I look forward to when ultra-low emission vehicles become more affordable, so more people can buy them. There is one very easy win in this area in terms of transport, which would also deal with issues of air pollution, and that is to take greater action on engine idling, as I note that New York has done recently with proper enforcement powers. Westminster City Council has their Don't Be Idle campaign, and we really could and should do something about that now across the UK. Cycling and walking will also be part of the solution, and I'm proud to be the co-chair of the all-party cycling group within this House. In the UK, roughly 2% of journeys are by bike. In Germany, it's around 10%, and in the Netherlands, around 25%. We can go further, but we need to mainstream cycling funding, and new roads in particular need to be cycle-friendly, and we're not quite there yet. Now, on aviation, unbelievably, electric planes have a future. I must admit, when I first read about this, I did have to check that it wasn't the 1st of April. But EasyJet are looking to bring out a 9-seater prototype this year, and by 2027, they and Ryanair are hoping to fly some commercial routes, some up to distances of 500 kilometres. So aviation can have an electric future as well, certainly within short haul, and that is something we should very much welcome. In terms of our homes, we've heard a lot, importantly, about retrofitting, but why are not all new homes being built as zero-energy bill homes? I was privileged to welcome the British architect Bill Dunster, OBE, to my constituency, who is building these homes now. Not only do they deal with the climate issue, but for our low-income constituents, not to have to pay gas and electricity bills can be absolutely critical in helping them to look after their families. So we need to accelerate that. The technology is there. The Building Research Establishment at Watford proves that, and we should be doing much more on that front. In terms of trees, we've heard about the forests that we are planting. 50 million trees to be planted in the Northern Forest, another 11 million trees being planted by the Department of the Environment. I was probably one of many MPs privileged to send 10 trees to my constituency from the Commonwealth Canopy scheme organised by the Right Honourable Member for Birkenhead, and that is something we can do as well. The subject of this debate today is also on the environment, and we haven't spoken much about that today, and particularly about our wildlife. Now, I'm privileged to live in a constituency where I go home in the evenings, I see deer, muntjac, fox, rabbit, pheasant, partridge, woodpeckers, goldfinches, nuthatches, and many other wonderful forms of wildlife. We need to make sure that they can exist as well. My constituency also hosts the Duke of Burgundy and the Chalk Hill butterfly, and butterflies are some of the creatures most in danger from climate change. Only very small increases in climate can cause them difficulties. So in summary, Mr. Speaker. I want a future that is green, that is profitable, and where we help our poorer constituents to adapt to the future.